This is Eric Posable with Body Morph Pros. I'm here with IFBB Pro, Toney Freeman. We're out at the 2015 NPC Mid-Illinois. How's it going, big man?
Very well, sir. Just got off stage, rocked the house a little bit.
Yeah. It's always a good crowd here in Chicago.
Very lovely. I enjoyed it.
Now, do you come to Chicago a lot?
You know, I should. I'm from South Bend originally, and I just don't get up here a lot. I really don't. I would love to. I'm a Chicago Bear fan to the atom, to the molecule. But
I'm a Green Bay Packer fan.
You know, I like.
You can't hate on them though. It's good organization.
I love the Packers. My wife's from Milwaukee.
Okay.
You know, so we.
So do you guys fight on Sundays?
We don't necessarily fight because usually they win. So I just sit there and kind of, you know, deal with it.
Well, I just read a story today that they auctioned off a Jay Cutler football.
I heard. How much did they get for it?
There was only one bid.
Are you serious?
I swear, I just read the story. They said there was one bid on the football. I don't know what the winning bid was, but there was only one bid on it.
Me personally, I actually like Jay Cutler.
It's because he talks the truth.
Well,
he's going to tell you how it is.
It's not just that. He's actually a great player. Mm-hmm. He just tries to do too much. Yeah. He has the typical king of the football, king of the yard syndrome. Probably his whole career, he's been able to do whatever he wants to on the football field. He still can. He just needs to learn to respect the other man's skill level. That's all. That's really it. Every time he makes a mistake, it's like, come on, Jay, you really didn't have to throw that.
But now they got Brandon Marshall's gone.
I love Brandon.
That dude was a stud.
I love Brandon, but I think it's going to be a good thing.
Yeah. You think it was just a locker room distraction?
No, I just think that they double team him, or they basically take him out of the game. Yeah. And then he gets frustrated.
He's getting a little older.
And then Jay still tries to throw to him because a lot of the time they actually.
And he has an Alshon Jeffries, which is like a younger version of Brandon Marshall.
I think they need someone like Alshon. They just got Eddie Royal.
Yeah, that's a good pickup.
They draft a good receiver. Now, all three of those guys are going to get played straight up.
You also got a little bit of money now to play with the cap space to get some defense because your defense is old.
Oh. It's non-existent anymore. So I think they just got a whole new crew. All those guys love Lovey, and they never bought into Tressman, which I don't really blame them defensively.
And I got John Fox.
That's what I'm saying. So
defensive-minded coach.
I think people are going to buy into John just straight up off the rip. And he's actually putting players together that he already knows, that he's had on his team before. I'm excited. I'm like, this might be the best Bears team ever. not like 85 Bears. I'm talking about team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Gelling.
Like 85 Bears was mostly defense. They had Walter Payton. Yeah. They had a good offense, but it was
it was Payton right, Payton left, Payton up the middle.
Exactly. And then Willie Gold because they all keying on Peyton. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So, that guy was imagine if he played in the line that Barry Sanders played behind.
I can't even imagine. I can't imagine if Peterson goes to Dallas.
Yeah, he's pushing hard for that. He'll take a pay cut. Yeah, he's taking a pay cut for that, and that's a smart move.
Literally might get 200 on the ground and another.
Well, did you see they freed up like $0.2 million more than they need for Peterson? They got just enough money to get him.
That's the move. That is the move. If they get him, I think it'll be pretty much lights out.
Yeah, it's. I don't see anyone beating them in the East.
I don't think you're going to be able to outscore them. Right. Now, their defense played pretty good last year. I don't think.
A lot of those guys are returning. They don't have a lot of guys going out. But I think it'll be a good year. Packers got a lot of guys coming back, and obviously I'm a fan. But I think you got Packers in the North. I think you got Dallas in the East. Yeah. I think that's going to be kind of where it's at.
I'm kind of curious to see how Philly's going to turn out. They did a lot of turnover.
I just hope Seattle loses. I'm just getting sick of Seattle.
It's just hard for me to vote against Steve Carroll. He's just
they keep winning. I mean, until you shut him up, right?
I'm just saying his whole career, he's brought the best out of no matter who you were. As a matter of fact, the players that he had showed their worth afterwards, that they really weren't that good, but they were damn good while they played for him. You know what I'm saying?
I agree 100% because I don't think Russell Wilson's that good of a quarterback, but he excels in that system.
I think it's either how they call it, to say it's the system or whatever. It's something.
He just knows how to coach him.
He makes me want to get out there and play.
Yeah. Well, you could, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bodybuilding while we're here.
The one thing that I did want to say correlating the football and bodybuilding, the difference between our sport and their sport, we can't draft players and trade to be better.
Right.
You got to physically
get in there. You can't trade your quads out.
Nope. You got to physically get in there and grind it out.
Speaking of football, you see Javon Walker's been doing a little men's physique.
Did he really compete?
Yeah,
I saw him.
He did nationals last year.
What?
And he got I don't know.
Somebody's show.
He got like 4th or 5th. I just saw him at the Arnold. We were just talking at the Arnold.
That's the route. Shannon could have done physique.
Yeah. Any day. He could have done it 364 days a year.
Yeah. Matter of fact, he still can. He still looks good.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. But yeah, Javon, he started like a protein bar company or something. And
I was wondering why he was at the show. He was at Phil Heath Classic.
Yeah.
He was at the Nationals. That's right.
I mean, he's like the coolest guy. He was really cool. We talked, he shot shit and everything for a few minutes.
I wonder who's his coach.
I don't know if he can afford a good one.
Right,
He's not a lot of money.
Exactly. I got Einstein coaching me. Thank you.
Trading his ring.
Right.
So let's talk about bodybuilding. So you just came from back from Australia, right? You were there for a couple weeks. What's it like down under?
It's amazing, bro. I try to people that say, "What is it like in Australia?" It's exactly like here, like Chicago, L.A., New York, Atlanta, but without the rat race. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like
they're kind of laid back, right?
Still got traffic. It's still, everybody's getting to work, but it's just you don't feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like in New York, you ride in a taxi.
New York's insane.
You feel
angst the whole time.
Race, you know what I'm saying? Like in Atlanta, same way. In Australia, bro, it's like no worries, man. It's awesome.
Did you get some good delicacies down there? I
ate really good, bro.
Local fare?
I ate really good. I signed a couple of deals when I was down there. This company, ATP Sciences, and another company called My Muscle Chef. Okay. And it was good.
What's ATP Science? Obviously, it's some kind of a supplement creatine company.
No, they don't have. They have the supplements are different. They got a product called Prototype 8. It's topical.
Okay. I see a lot of companies coming out with topical creams and stuff now.
Yeah, this stuff here is retarded. I mean, I like literally instant gratification. Like
then I need some because I'm shriveling away.
Yes, it's like mind-boggling. You got like a lagging body part or whatever. It's like a nitric oxide, but it also shuttles more glycogen to the area too. So you actually get a real pump.
Now, do you put it on before you work out, like before you go to bed?
Yeah, when I was down there, I didn't have any. I didn't have my normal lotion, so I was putting it on like lotion.
just so you didn't get ashy.
So I literally put on about 20 pounds, and I stayed hard.
How do we find it? What's the website?
ATP Sciences.
Oh, okay.
ATP Science.
Okay, that's easy enough, I guess.
They're not in the States yet. We're working on it.
Do they ship to the States?
I think so.
Okay, so we'll check it out. So let's talk about the Arnold and everything. 10th place at the Arnold, correct? Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. You want to talk a little bit about the Arnold?
Dude, I thought I looked amazing. I mean, I'm not even on my own shit. I watched the whole process going up, and I was going for conditioning. I think between me and Branch, we had the best conditioning in the whole show.
I agree.
And I just, it's not that I expected to be rewarded for it, but I just didn't expect to get 10th either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I figured if me and Dexter are like this for the last I don't know how many years, at least I would get a comparison. And we were side by side in the number numerically, and then they pushed me off to the side. So I was a little confused, and then I went to Australia. Pretty much, it's an exhibition down there. Pretty much the same thing. But I actually had a lot of the IFBB amateur judges tell me that I was second place all day long in both shows. So whatever, that doesn't really mean anything. Right. But it just means that some eyes are seeing one thing and some eyes are seeing another thing.
So taking some of that feedback, like going to the drawing board, what do you do?
Dude, I'm gonna keep doing what I do.
You've been doing this a long time.
I'm gonna keep on being a classic bodybuilder. I can't really do freak show and feel good about myself. I never have been able. I've been 325 before. I saw no point in that.
Well, they don't call you the X-Man for nothing, man.
Exactly. I'm all about. I still bodybuild to be attractive to the opposite sex. Like if a woman says, "Ooh, that's too much," then I'm wasting my time. You know what I'm saying? So I try to keep it in perspective. I like to look athletic, and sometimes that doesn't really win shows. But oh well. It looks good in jeans and a t-shirt, though.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's a life after bodybuilding, right?
I mean,
although I don't know, you're defying all the odds.
Well, I call myself the crossover now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I could be men's physique.
Are we ever going to see you in a physique show? You ever throw the trunks on?
If they would wear real shorts,
like spandex or like the gas posing shorts,
then I would. The board shorts that doesn't compute to me. Yeah. To me, you
can't have the physique without the legs.
It basically says it's okay if you work legs, it's okay if you don't. Yeah. That's you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when they have a mini skirt contest, they don't have a long dress contest. You know what I'm saying? They have a mini skirt contest.
Like a wet t-shirt contest is not a wet sweatshirt contest.
You got to show everything within reason.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Well, we talked a little bit about it, and I don't want to get into too much of it, but Arnold made some poignant comments about the suspended bellies and some of the structure issues. You've always been a guy that's had phenomenal structure. You've always had the small waist. You've never let the belly get out of control. You can still pull vacuums out on stage. What was your kind of thoughts as to what Arnold said after the show?
I know that like I'd say 80% of the fans are thinking the same thing. A lot of them voice it in non-public settings. I always speak on it because the reason why we all are standing right here, right now, is because of the way the guys looked back in the 80s and 90s.
The Zane era.
You know, if bodybuilding was invented now and these were the only people that we had to go by, I think it would stay in the dark. I don't think it would ever reach the light, ever. This is not Barnum and Bailey, bro. This is bodybuilding. It's an art. You know, this show is in a performing arts theater where it's supposed to be. The lighting is correct, the sound is correct, the acoustics are correct, and that's what it's about. I mean, it's really, you know, you don't play basketball on the soccer field. You know what I'm saying? So we just gotta reel it back in and keep it pure. Because I remember when I did the first NPC nationals, hell, the junior nationals, there was like 38 guys in each class, and 35 of them could have won.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The classes were deep, and they were, I was just looking at pictures of like Mike Francois, Mike Quinn. I'm friends with Phil Hernan.
Yeah.
Some of these guys, they were big guys, but they had the tight
those
waist.
guys were freaks.
Yeah.
And like those guys had the structure, like the guys now, but they kept their shit tight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can't tell me that
It's not possible.
Exactly. People always say, "Well, how you get your waist so small?" I'm like, I just don't let it get big.
Yeah.
It's a conscious effort.
Well, I think a lot of guys too are pushing the calories too much. Like I gotta have 10,000 calories.
Everything.
Yeah.
Like honestly, if this was like a true real sport, we would have standards, basically height, symmetry standards, probably weight protocols, some kind of way, and you would have like exactly 15 guys in the show. It would be basically it would have to come down to who lived up to the standard more in order to pick a winner. That's how close it would be, and that's how it should be. It's like the Kentucky Derby.
Do you think if they ever had like the 212 and the open guy go in at the end of a show and go for like an overall?
For the audience, maybe.
That'd be kind of something.
I think if
let's
just say
Flex
Lewis and Phil
I was
Heath.
gonna say Flex Lewis has talked about coming out and doing
Now,
the
if
open.
you let the audience pick,
Flex Lewis all day.
I won't say all day, but it would be 60-40, if not 50-50.
That guy looks ridiculous.
I mean, I don't know if people ever really seen Flex at about 227, 228, 230.
I've seen him.
It's not human, bro. I'm telling you. I mean, Flex, it's not human. So him at 230 and Phil at 238, it's no contest. I mean, and I'm a Phil Heath fan.
Because you look at guys like back in the day, like Lee Priest, good example. I mean, he would have done really well.
Yes.
He was he had like a 18-inch waist. I mean, he had like no.
Yeah,
organ.
Lee would have been very dominant in the 212. It's a shame that they didn't try to do something like that before. I think it needs to be like 219 right now.
They had it back in the day. They did, the Arnold and the Columbus did it and everything, and then they kind of got away from it.
I think it needs to be like 219.
Yeah,
219 and 3/4 or something like that. No, seriously, because if you look at those guys, they all look better at like 218, 222.
But then you're almost kind of mirroring the super heavies versus the other classes at the national level. 224 is kind of like cut off.
Yeah, but then that will at least allow some leeway for the bigger guys. You know what I'm
come
saying?
down.
Well, I'm just saying it's just. Yeah, exactly. Some of these guys that are 5'6" would look better at 225 than they do at 245. You know what I'm saying? It just to the eye. I mean, they might not think it in the mirror. Like, in other words, if what Arnold says is really about to happen, how many guys are going to fit into what Arnold's talking about?
Yeah, in the proverbial box.
Like, literally. So you want? Can we name them? I mean, it's not really that many.
Yeah.
So that means everyone else is going to have to dial it back.
Yep.
And you know how bodybuilding is. It's not
it's an excess sport.
Not a rewind on that.
Yeah, I agree.
So in order for them to dial it back, that means they're going to get smaller. But that don't mean their waist is going to get smaller. Right. That means their physique is going to get smaller.
I think once that ab wall kind of gets widened out, there's not a whole lot. There's not a waist trainer in the world.
People don't understand the structure is what they're damaging. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point. Like
I said, look at you. You're 39 and holding, right?
Yeah.
And is it still got the tight waist? I mean, you've been doing this a long time.
It's like an everyday conscious effort. Now, has my waist ever blown up? My waist was actually the biggest it's ever been that I've measured it. December 1st, I measured my waist. It was 39.5 inches. Now, of course, I didn't train or diet or nothing for 16 weeks. So I basically did yoga and a little bit of cardio just to keep.
I want to see your big ass do some yoga.
I did pretty good. I did actually.
We need to get a video of that.
I was burning like 700-800 calories in an hour. Was it
Bikram? Were you doing Bikram?
No, I was doing. It felt like it. I was doing DDP.
Okay.
DDP yoga, and I really enjoyed it. And it's like flexing. It's like flexing against resistance. You know.
Did you ever do Pilates?
No.
Any reformer or anything like that?
No. Been curious there's a really hot Pilates teacher at our gym.
You might just have to get involved.
Every time I see her, I'll be like, damn, I might have to get one of them classes. But nah, I've never done it though.
Well, hey, before we let you get out of here, what's coming up in the future for you as far as shows and travel and whatnot?
I got the Arnold Classic Rio, May 30th, and then I may or may not do Toronto a week later, and then the rest of the year I'm just gonna refine my physique and try to bring something real special to the Olympia. I got all my little nagging aches and pains and kinks out, and I just feel, my probiotic of my sponsors in Brazil, or I probably wouldn't even be doing that show. I would probably just focus the rest of the year and try to qualify at the end. But I'm gonna stay on the program this whole year and try to come in and not really shock anybody, but just be the best that I could be.
I think with Dex winning the Arnold, I think that opens the door for that, and with Arnold coming out and saying some things, it opens the door for some of these X frames. There's going to be something.
I think that this year at Olympia, if somebody walks out there with a big belly and think they're not going to get hammered, they're going to be in for a rude awakening. But I mean, these guys are professionals, and we have to police. They got to know, man. They got to know. We have to police ourselves. That's where it starts. I think from the top to the bottom, the promoters, the athletes, the supplement companies, everybody kind of get on the same page, because every sport, every athlete in the world bodybuilds to do their sport. So we're missing a huge segment of money, of popularity, of exposure that we are not getting because we're in our own way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they televised the Olympia. It didn't really kind of go as well.
Well, you know what the problem with that? The reason why, I don't know the back end story, but it wasn't shot for television. Right. The Orleans there's only been one event that I've seen on television in the Orleans, and that was the BET Awards. And that didn't go so well. That was garbage. You can't really shoot a television show in the Orleans. It's just not set up for that. It's just not.
Maybe that's something they can look into.
They need to move it to, a performing arts theater, which already has the acoustics, its color correction, all that type of technical stuff. That or else bodybuilding would be on TV more, but it's not. TV is not the way it used to be. It's not analog anymore. It's digital. Right. So it has to be correct, or they can't program. It won't show.
Exactly. Well, hey, man, I know you got to get out of here and you're busy, but I just want to say thanks for stopping by. Man, it's always a pleasure seeing you. IFBB Pro Toney Freeman. You guys will catch him at Arnold Rio coming up here in a few weeks. Until then, it's been Eric Posable with Body Morph Pros. We'll see you guys later.
Very good.
Thanks, man.